either the green consultant or the green team player, you're going to want to take people through that checklist. So the question becomes, how do you conduct that interview in the way that best makes it so that you're going to be coming across to everybody involved as clear, concise, knowledgeable, overall professional. So how do you conduct, and really what I'm getting at is something that we do all the time, how do you conduct a highly professional initial 1 hour on-site or teleconference interview in a way that maximizes your legitimacy? How do you do that in the best way? One, if you get that appointment with somebody to perform the environmental practice assessment at their business, or you're doing this in-house, set a time, get the top player at the table that you can, the highest person in the organization that you can reach the first time out. You want the most buy-in that you can, right from the beginning if you can do that. If you have to build up, you have to build up, but obviously you can't start with that. Don't try to have a massive group in the room unless the executive insists that they be there or wants them really to be there. Because you don't want to try and manage too many people in too big a room. You want to have a notebook computer if you don't have one already. Up here in the north, we've got a company called Best Buy where you can go out and buy a really great computer for around $350. It gives you everything you need in the notebook. But you do want to have a copy of Microsoft Office. But you want to make sure that you go out there with the files saved or the checklists that you're going to be provided under a new file name. That way you're not overwriting your old templates and don't have to keep calling Earth Savers Institute to get your checklists every time that you meet with a new client, because you don't want to hold up your operations on that. And be prepared a little bit to understand what kind of business you might be getting into, or you might be talking to. If it's an architectural firm, you want to be able to talk a little bit about that, but not really too much. Really, you want to go out there and just say, hey, great, dress appropriately. You're meeting with business owners. They dress a certain way. You don't want to dress the way they do the first time. If you're going out to a Birkenstock place, you don't want to show up wearing shorts and Birkenstocks, because their executive might very well be in a suit and tie. But do show up really well dressed your first time out. You can kind of tone it down after you've got a sense of them as to the way that you might want to dress when you go out for your subsequent meetings. But do dress well when you first go out. You want to have the right tools of the trade there. You want to have your notebook computer. You want to arrange in advance, if you can, with them to get a video projector. That's for a subsequent meeting. You don't need that right now. But if they do require you to make a presentation before they start giving over answers to you, work out a 10-minute presentation and have that ready if you need to make the presentation before they start giving answers over to you, because they might want to know more about your legitimacy and who are they giving these answers over to. Another thing that we say, and I talk about this, and it's kind of, people who know me well know how strongly I believe in this product. There's a product out there that softens your environmental impact and improves the quality of your work. So increases efficiency, decreases the amount of damage done to the environment. And in my mind, even though it's a little bit expensive to get it when you first get it, eventually will decrease cost for you. It's a product called a Smart Pen, made by a company called LiveScribe. And you can go out to a client, and it will make a digital recording of the entire conversation while you're out there. And it times it to your notes. So as you write notes, it times the part of the conversation to the note that's written. Fantastic piece of technology, and it gives you the ability to go back and hear any conversation that you've been a part of. So those are some of the things you really need to do when you go out to these clients. You want to make sure that you have a good notebook and pen. I use the LiveScribe stuff. Have a notebook computer with the checklist on it, so you can type up the responses to the questions. Go out, be at that meeting 10 minutes early. Don't be 15 minutes early, because 15 minutes early is an irritant. 10 minutes early takes that fear factor of that this person's going to miss their meeting away from them. You might have to sit out there for 5 or 10 minutes waiting, but it's usually 5 or 10 minutes where you get to look around the building and see a little bit of what they have there, and that plays into the assessment later on. going to be late to the meeting, call them and let them know at the first moment that you know that you're going to be late, and ask them if they'd like to. Don't give them a chance to get out of it. Just say, look, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Is that okay? If they say, no, it's not, I've got a meeting following it up, and I'm sorry, but that takes you out of the window, well, that's somebody who probably didn't really want to meet with you anyway. But if they do that, say, look, beg, please, can I get 45 minutes of your time instead of an hour, and get in there and type quick. If you're going to miss the meeting altogether, just reschedule as quick as you can. And be on time, be well dressed, go out there with the right tools of the trade. To go out there, you want that notebook, you want that lead scribe pen if you can. If you have to give a presentation, have your presentation prepared at a minimum the night before, and practice it at least once. And get out there and give yourself the best opportunity to impress that client by asking those questions in a clear and concise manner. And do not get into the woods of going into the recommendations during that meeting. The recommendations you're going to make are when you come back and you give them a report and you meet with them that second time that you're going to want to set up later on. And at the end of your meeting, extremely important, you want to make sure that when you walk away from that meeting, that you let them know the time frame of when they're going to receive their green change planning report, and you want to schedule and buy yourself a couple of weeks if you haven't done this before. If you haven't done a green change planning report, buy yourself a couple of weeks. Say, it's a very detailed report. It's a lot of work on our part to produce it. Can I get your scheduled time to meet with you again and your green team that I'm going to ask you to assemble? I'll pull 3 or 4 people in that you think are important for the second meeting. Get that executive to give you time on their calendar before you walk out the door if you can.